Probably about 10 degrees warmer than it was when we started. So I think as the day goes on, you'll see the scores go up because everybody's loosening up, getting acclimated to the temperature and stuff. But it does affect you, so pay attention to it.
I would say what makes this area stand out a little bit over some of the other venues is it's all pine. So we'll shoot in a lot of pine thickets, but the density of the pines is a little bit different.
All right, welcome back, everyone, to the 2026 Shibuya Pro-Am. Shout out to our cam sponsors for this broadcast, B3 Archery, Easton, Elite, Hamsky, Matthews, Trueball, Excel. So, Open Pro here, Darren Christianberry. These guys are judging distance, and we want to get that leaderboard up when it comes up there because it's unique.
Yeah, it's very unique. We might as well just start at 0 because they're all 5 tied at 422, and the only thing separating them right now is bonus ring. So it literally could come down to bonus ring count. There you see it, Brady Myers, Glen Bordwell, Zac Hill, Dan McCarthy, Joseph Goza, all at 422. This is going to be really interesting to see.
I talked to Joe Goza. He's been shooting in this class forever. He said before ASA, and he could not remember a time when this had ever happened.
I don't think it's ever. I've never seen it either, so this will be fun to watch.
Well, before we get to that, we want to go back to Foley, to the Hoyt Pro-Am, see how Open Pro ended there. Goza needs just an 8 here to take the win. He made that a little scary.
It had been 3 years since Open Pro competitor Joe Goza won an ASA tournament.
He needs a 14.
He came close last year, taking second at the Classic in the final event of the season.
Oh, he got it! He got it!
Oh, yeah! Admittedly tired of not ending a tournament on top, Goza said he was done playing it safe as the Hoyt Easton Pro-Am got underway. After day 1 of qualifying, he was the division leader.
This should be interesting.
Yeah.
After day 2, he went into the shootdown as the leader.
And 12 for Joseph. All right.
He got it off quick.
Oh, he got it.
And he 12'd it. Holy smokes. This is just back and forth, around and around.
McCarthy hit it.
That's why I said that's the guy you don't want chasing you, but
Man.
By the 5th arrow, Goza was tied for the lead with Dan McCarthy. A 10 by McCarthy and a center punch 12 by Goza.
Oh, he smoked. He smoked it.
okay.
What am I looking at?
480.
Put Goza back in the driver's seat with a precarious 2-point lead ahead of the 6th and final arrow.
He has to shoot to 14.
Yeah.
Oh, tall.
An 8 by McCarthy on that last arrow meant Goza only needed an 8 to win.
I'm smiling for him already. I got to better make sure.
There we go.
But he crushed the 12 to put an exclamation point on a winning weekend.
I didn't play safe all weekend until the last 5 today. Probably should have shot the 14 on that mountain line, but Dan had just shot a couple 8s, so I played odds.
All right, let's get to our last division of the evening, Open Pro. Our 5th seed with a score of 422 and 12 bonus rings. From Henniker, Alabama, shooting for Elite, Joseph Goza. Our 4th place qualifier with a score of 422 and 13 bonus rings. From Wazeeka, Wisconsin, shooting for Matthews, Dan McCarthy. 3rd place qualifier with a score of 422 and 14 bonus rings. From Franklin County, Georgia, shooting for Elite, Zac Hill. 2nd place qualifier with a score of 422 and 14 bonus rings. From Tully, New York, shooting for Elite, Glen Bordwell. And our number 1 qualifier with a score of 422 and 15 bonus rings. From East Berlin, Pennsylvania, shooting for Matthews, Brady Myers. All right, Darren, as you said, 422, 422, 422, 422, 422.
If it wasn't for the bonus rings, we just all start at 0 right here, because that's basically what we're doing other than that bonus ring count.
And this was a dog fight here today out in qualifying. Zac Hill needed the 12 on his last target. He's never been in shoot down before. Needed the 12 to get in here, and he hit it.
Wow, that's clutch. There's Glen Bordwell. Glen's been coming on strong. He shot known for the longest time.
Right.
And went back to judging, and my gosh, he's got an eye for it.
He has been finding his stride here in Open Pro.
Yeah, from ASA Classic last year to, I mean, just he continues this streak of shoot downs, and he's going to find his way to the top of the podium pretty soon, probably. There's last month's champ, Joseph, good center
10.
That's a good start. He probably was aiming there. Okay, I'm calibrated. Zach's first arrow and a shoot off looks like a 12, unless he called upper.
That's a pretty good shot. I don't see his cone, but it might be behind his stool.
If not, that's a heck of a way to start. Brady got a 10.
Brady.
432. We'll see how much this shakes up going into it.
Brady won the Hoyt Pro-Am in Foley 3 years ago. So he's got a win under
Look
his
at
belt.
that, Glen Bordwell.
There's Glen.
We just talked about him.
All right.
434. If he didn't call upper, he smashed that 12. I think.
What do you think of your first arrow in the finals,
Oh, wow.
Darren Christianberry?
That
Do you
is-
remember what yours was?
I don't. It would have been here. Is that right? No, I made shoot-offs prior to winning a tournament, but no, I couldn't tell you what my first arrow was. I didn't miss it. I'm pretty sure I hit the target. 10 for Dan, 432.
Oh, good for Zach.
Yeah, I made quite a few shoot downs before I ever cracked the code on winning one. You got to catch some breaks, you got to get lucky, and you got to shoot your butt off.
Yeah, you're talking about the luck factor. We saw Kyle Douglas. He had a streak the first day of 9 bonus rings in a row. One of those was a pretty solid 10 left that he hit, but he hit another arrow, kicked him into the 12.
Oh, perfect.
So there, like you mentioned, little luck.
You got to, yeah, because if you hit that arrow and kick into an 8, that's a bad break.
Right.
And you got to get the breaks. Hopkins taught me that years ago when I was a rookie. I was like, what's it take? He said, man, you got to get the breaks. You got to get the right draw on the target. You got to get the right shooting order. You got to get the right targets. You got to get the right kicks. It all plays a factor.
And you got to be a pretty good shot to boot there, Darren.
That doesn't hurt a bit.
Yeah.
Here goes Zach, arrow number 2 in his first shoot down.
I like his shot too, man. He's got the classic big break.
Mm-hmm. Aiming that boat pretty good. See if he can do 2 in a row.
Oh,
Lindsay did.
I think he did.
Here's McCarthy. This guy's tough. Look how steady that bow is. Barely moving.
He's getting a little long there. Okay.
Center 10. Nothing wrong with that. That's a long target.
All right, Joe goes up first here on the turkey, the HHA turkey.
10, 442.
For the champ.
Yeah.
Here's his arrow hole.
So far, Zac Hill and Glen Bordwell are the only ones making moves, but we got.
There's Brady.
12?
Hitting a 12.
Nice. Okay. He got
Stan Pronghorn.
444.
Glen Bordwell, the Schwacker Bear.
They're going to duke this out all the way to the end.
Oh.
Oh, no. Well, that
one hurts.
Yeah, that hurts for Glenn right there. I don't like to see that. 439. Hang in there, kid.
Here we go.
Huh. That's a 12.
All right, Darren, your first and second arrows in the finals, in your first ever finals, are both 12s.
And you just took the lead. 10 for Dan, 442. I saw Zach out there during our break, and I said, "Is this your first shoot down?" He said, "Yep." I said, "All gas, no brakes." So I didn't know he took me serious. Yeah, he's obviously not scared of what's going on out there.
Yeah,
Joe's getting close to 50. You know how I know that? See those reading glasses?
Got the cheaters there.
Mm-hmm. There's Mr. Dan McCarthy setting his sight. I see he stuck with the heavy weights.
He did.
He went to a heavier weight system on his stabilizers, and he's still shooting them.
He ditched the V-bars this year, went to a single side rod. That setup's working for him, he
for
said.
sure. He's ready to rock. So Dan's over on the turkey. Here's Zach. I think he's on the long mountain line. Little bit of movement, but not bad. Good 10.
Right. Yep.
Nothing wrong with that.
He did not call upper, but
here we go. Dan on this
10.
turkey.
It's okay.
That turkey's not produced a ton of bonus rings today.
No.
Let's see if he can find one. Just right
Just
of it.
right.
He knew how far it was, though. His height was perfect. Height was perfect. That should put him at a 452. The shadows are getting long, PJ.
Yes, they are.
This old sun is setting.
Everything's in the shade except for the targets.
Joe must have went at the 14. He said, "I'm going to try to get it."
Well,
he shot an 8, 450.
Brady's got a good shot here, it looked like. Yes.
12. Did he call up?
Brady. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brady's from my home state of Pennsylvania, and ASA is not huge up there, so if he wants to see these targets, he kind of has to shoot his own. A couple clubs are starting to get them.
Look at that.
Here we go. All right. How do you recover from a 5, Darren?
Yep, right there.
Shoot a 14.
453, I think. Yeah, see, that puts him right back in the hunt. He's only 3 points behind Brady now.
Zach got a 10 there.
Zach got a 10. If my math's right, we'll need to double check with the graphic here. 456. Two-way tie for first, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah, because
Brady just shot another bonus ring, so he'll jump up.
Yep, there it is. So he is, 56, 56, 53, 52, 50. So we're still only 6 points from first to fifth with 2 to go in regulation.
2 to go.
Dan scoping out a place to aim. There's Zach. He gets his turn at the turkey now.
Yep. What can he see? What can he do?
Joseph on that bear. I think that bear's pretty long. We're obviously shooting unknown distance, and we don't know what they are, but it takes a little while for that arrow to get there.
Yeah.
Here goes Zach. There's Dan. He's aiming that bow so good. Oh, he went at the 14 too.
Didn't get it.
Wow. I wonder if Joseph went at the 14 on that bear since it sits so closely tucked into that 10 ring. 10 on the turkey.
That was Zac, yeah.
466. He hasn't given anything back yet, and that's good. He hit 212s. 8 for Dan, 460.
Coming over to Mr. Goza.
He did. He 14'd it.
He got it.
You watch.
Yeah, he did.
464.
Yeah.
Good night. How far was that?
Bam. Fist bump. Ryan Reed
said,
there.
Did we just become best friends? Yup. That's clutch.
Brady
12, another 12.
doing his thing. Yeah.
Wow. He says if you're going to get it, you're going to have to earn it.
I should mention back home in Pennsylvania when we have competitions, Brady wins like everything.
Oh, okay.
And in-state, he wins them all.
10 for Glenn, 463. Wow. I thought Joseph was going to gain some ground there. He did a little bit, but Brady says, no, you're going to have to earn it.
We have a big shoot in Harrisburg every year. There's 3 different divisions at the Great American Outdoor Show. Brady enters all of them, and I know last year he won all 3 divisions.
Oh, wow.
I think this year he did too.
They didn't ban him for picking on everybody?
He just, and I mean, there's some good shooters. There's some pros there shooting with him, and he's that good.
This is the 5th arrow.
Yeah. Brady, 2-point lead, and Brady's now on the mountain line, the Zeiss mountain line.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's a long one.
I think Glenn's going to shoot the 14 on that turkey. We'll see if he can get up to it. There's a good look at Brady. He's been on a 12-ring streak right here.
If he can see it, it's in trouble.
Just a,
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Hang on, bud. Oh, he did fire it.
Oh, when he got it.
Are you kidding me?
Man. Jeez. 3 in a row, Darren.
He smiled because he had a lot of movement in that shot.
Yes, he did. Dan went for the 14, missed. Goza went for the 14, I believe.
Just under it.
Yep, he's under it.
Wow, he needed a half a yard. Wow. Okay, Glenn called probably upper.
Oh,
that's
I think
close.
He got it.
That's close.
I think he got it. Yep, that's in there.
I think so.
12, Glen Bordwell.
4,
all right.
75. Wow, those guys went for it right there.
Zac's going to end with a 10.
476.
All right, he maintains 1 over Glenn.
Brady's arrow impressed me. He held that shot forever. Stayed with it and 12'd it. Good effort. Dan's was close, naked eye.
Under.
Just low.
Under.
468. Joseph, I know, shot at 8 because his reaction 472. Wow. Brady's going to have a 4-point lead, which is huge.
Yeah. Unknown distance, that's big.
Taking that 4 points into that final arrow is, the boys have to shoot 14s to catch you. 12 for Brady.
Man.
480.
Here's Brady's reaction on
he's
the shot.
like, oh, yeah.
All right. Good job. He's a man of few words.
Yeah.
I've talked to him a couple times. He's just quiet.
If he wins, we might not be able to interview him. I don't know if he'll say anything or not.
We'll get a little bit out of him, but
wow. There comes that hyena back into play. Brady wants to see this one out there about 51 yards. I know he does. These guys.
Look at that leaderboard, Darren. Remember, we came in tied across the board. So you give them 5 arrows, and this is what they do.
It's crazy.
Dan McCarthy, as we mentioned, is going to finish in 5th.
Yep. Joseph's 8 points behind. So Joseph is, 3 points behind third, 4 points behind second. So he needs a 14. And that way, if those guys shoot 10s, but he doesn't have enough bonus rings. So Joseph, man, it's tough right here. You get on the podium, you get some contingency money, a little bonus check. You shoot at a 14 here and shoot a 5, you're going to finish in 4th, more than likely. Joseph says he's not going to play it safe.
Yeah.
We'll see.
He had mentioned that he had a pile of seconds and thirds and that he wanted firsts. So
Brady started off with a 10 and then went 12, 12, 12, 12. That's why he has a 4-point lead. This is unknown distance.
Unknown distance.
We did lose the win, so it makes it a lot more accurate, I guess you could say.
4 of 5, his number spot
on. Yep. He started off with a 10. I call that the calibration arrow. And then he went 12, 12, 12, 12.
Just so good. If you've never done that, I would encourage you to go out and try it just to see how difficult that is.
No, what you do is you go out in the yard and you set up a target and you say, I can't quit until I hit 4 in a row, and see how long you have to stay out there.
I'd be out there for a month.
You just never know. If you got to hit 4, especially if you're shooting 4 different targets, man, oh man. But you talk about good practice for pressure situations, because if you hit the first 3 and think, man, I got to hit this 4th one or I'm going to miss supper, it'll get you prepared for these places. But yeah,
and the consistency to do it. Like, I'll get one right, spot on. 2 targets later, I can be 9 yards off.
Oh, the worst thing in the world is to judge one and shoot it, miss it by 3 inches, and then range it and go, oh, I got it right. So you made a goofy shot, So there's a lot of factors into this. All right, they've judged it.
Here we go.
Joseph setting his sight. Right between those 2 black dots and just a fuzz to the right, Joseph, is where that 14 lives. Wouldn't surprise me to see him hit it. He was about 2.5 or 3 yards short on that thing. 8 points for Mr. Goza, 480. Okay, what's that do now? Glenn with an 5 still. So Glenn can't shoot the 14, because if he shoots a 5, he's still ahead of Joseph because of bonus rings.
Yep.
So Glenn's play is 100% 14. Tell him that, Louis.
There he's got Louis Price in his ear. Just finished 2nd NFA Indoor Nationals. Louis Price.
In a good long battle with Kyle Douglas.
Yep. Couple New York boys right there.
He's got to be telling him, dude, you got to 14 this.
Do it, Glenn. Go for it.
Even if you shoot a 5, you're on the podium.
Here we go.
I don't know if he put out a cone. I would think 14's the play. We'll see. Don't think he's aiming far enough for. I was gonna say, he 12'd it.
Yeah. He got it.
So he's looking.
Fist bump. So yeah,
he's looking.
That's what he wanted.
He's looking. Okay, I can't catch Brady, but I can get Zac maybe.
Yeah, that's in there. For sure.
Not much of a. No. Okay, I was gonna say there wasn't much of a reaction from the crowd.
No.
487. Zac Hill needs a 12
Here we go.
to take over Glenn now. Even if Zac shot a 14, Brady would just need a 10 to win this thing because of the bonus ring separation. But he needs a 12 or a 14 to overtake Glenn.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got to be whatever he feels more comfortable.
Yeah.
He's just trying to beat Glenn at this point.
And again, if he shoots a 5, he's at 81. He's still 3rd. that makes the decision easier when you can, like, okay, all I got to do is hit the target and I don't fall off the podium, because it equals a few $1,000s.
Yep. As long as you hit the target, you podiumed in your first pro pressure point shoot down.
He shot an 8.
Yep.
So he's at an 84. 484.
Glen Bordwell sitting second.
Brady Myers needs an 8 to win.
8 to win. That's like the third one in a row. Yeah. Cara, Christopher Perkins, both needed 8s. Now here comes Brady Myers, needs an 8 to win.
That's how we've ended the last 3, isn't it?
Yeah.
8 to win. That's a pretty good feeling. Think he can go for 5 in a row? 5-12.
I bet he does.
This will be his 5th in a row.
Why not get to practice?
Gosh, that scares me.
He said, make sure I set my sight. I believe I did. Went for the 12.
Pretty darn close. He just won. Has he won before you?
He has. He won Foley.
Okay.
Hoyt, like I said, maybe 2-3 years ago.
That's right. I remember that now that you say that.
But there's his second.
That's pretty darn good right there.
Good weekend for Brady Myers. The young guns coming on, Darren.
Man, they're so good. So good.
All right, he's going to come over to our headset, and we're going to talk to him. Yeah, how about those shoot downs? What a
really good shoot off.
Yeah, great series of competitions we had here to end the Shibuya Pro-Am, and there he is, Brady Myers. How does that feel? Second ever ASA Pro champ.
Oh, great. It's been a while. I struggled last year just with my shot, and I think I've been working on that a lot and got it figured out a lot better this year and just shooting a lot better.
Brady, you started off with a 10, then you went 12, 12, 12, 12, and all you had to do was shoot an 8. But I want you – tell us about that shot on that mountain line. You held a long time, and when it hit the 12, I think you might have been a little bit surprised, but you held it. You stayed with that a long time. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I just had a lot of movement, just worked up, and I figured if I hit that 12, it'd put me up for the final arrow in a really good spot. So I really wanted to at least try at it, and I might have been a little low and had an extra yard and got a little lucky and caught it. But
it worked out. You took a 4-point lead into the final right there. You needed it. You earned it. Great finish. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Brady Myers is our 2026 Shibuya Pro-Am Open Pro champ. Folks, that is going to do it for us here at Uchi Creek Campground. 2026 Shibuya Pro-Am. From the Competition Archery Media Team, Darren Christianberry, I'm PJ Riley, the whole crew. We look forward to seeing you next month in Minden, Louisiana. Thanks for joining us.